You are welcome to I Can Make It. We're so excited coming to share thoughts with you, knowing that life is what you make out of it. Life is a gift, and having received this gift, treasure it. Don't waste your life, because time wasting is life wasted. So invest your life in the thing that will make you happy. And anything you are doing, you are not happy, stay away from it, because life is too short to use to please other people. Make yourself happy by the things you do, by the achievement, that the things you are able to, your dream, fulfill your dream. Don't just, you didn't escort anybody to this world. Don't allow anybody to steal your dream. Now, your dream is different from another man's dream, but no matter how long you stay in developing another man's own, be committed to whatever you are doing. Your commitment will deliver your own into your hand. It's very important for us to know that you can make it. I can make it. With me in the studio is Brother Callistus. I'm so excited coming to studio with him. He's a man of great thought. And today we'll be sharing with you the things we have always started. Hello, Callistus.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here again today. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right. So we've been talking about, the difference between, the rich and the poor and the middle class. How they think, how they talk, how they go about, how to handle issues of life, how they are responsible or irresponsible. All right. So all of that we've been talking about. Today, again, we want to continue with nuggets again. All right. So today we want to start with this nuggets. And this nugget says the poor and the middle class rely on their certificates alone to make them rich, while the rich know that certificates alone do not guarantee wealth. School is okay. We are not saying don't go to school. We're not asking you not to gather the certificates. They are very important. They are fine. Yeah. But we are saying that when you gather them, don't just rely your thoughts on them. Just think that someday, those certificates as they are, where you kept them, will acquire wealth for you. It's possible, all right? Someday you may get a job and they ask you, do you have the certificate? You say, yes, I have them. Yeah. But what we're saying, while you are waiting for that day, while you are waiting for that moment to come, why not look at something else you can do with your hands? Look for something you can do with your hands. The Bible says, whatever you find, whatever your hands find it to do, say, do it with all your strength, with all your might. All right? So, congratulations, you've gone to school, you've gotten your first degree, you've gotten your master's. Yeah. But why your certificates are sitting and waiting? You do something. Pick up a business. Invest somewhere, all right? Look for something to do. Don't just wait for your certificates, because eventually they may not speak for you. They may or they may not speak for you. But we're saying while you are waiting, do something. All right, do something. All right. As a way of joke, it is often said that Nigeria is full of people with degrees and certificates. This does not mean that majority of such certificates owners are rich. That's true. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of millionaires who dropped out of school. Yes, because they tried their hands at something. While they were in the classroom, they were also thinking. They were also thinking of what their hands could do. And eventually, when they came up with a very brilliant idea, they left the school. In fact, they left the certificate half. I'm just thinking that if they call them, they will give them half certificates because they left the school halfway. All right? Yeah. So, but what we say is that while you are in school, while you are trying to get certificates, get your head thinking so that your hands can get what? Working. Yeah. That's one very major way you can become a millionaire. You can become rich. All right. Now, the rich, on the other hand, focus on acquiring specific knowledge than relying only on certificates to make it in life. This knowledge is either going to classroom to see it or physical knowledge. What we're saying is that why not learn a trade? Yes, you can learn a trade. Yes, yes, you can learn a trade. For example, I know of a lot of people who studied mechanical engineering in school. They have the degree, they have the paper that they are mechanical engineers. But if something happens in a car and you ask them to sort it out, they are not even, they don't even have the slightest clue of what is happening in that area. So why not go throw away shame, all right? Go and look for a roadside mechanic or something, or go to, an organized engineering firm and learn with your hands, all right? Learn with your hands. You never can tell. You could even become a car manufacturer, all right? You can even become, somebody who manufactures something mechanical,
Definitely.
all right? So don't rely only, we're not saying don't rely on, we're saying don't rely only on the certificates, all right? You can do some other things. Look for other streams of income. I think that's what we're trying to say. Look for other streams of what? Of income, sir. What are you saying?
Okay, what I want to say that from what I understand from what my brother is saying is that certificate without a sanctified knowledge lead to frustration.
Yes.
Certificate without certificate lead to suffocation. You will be suffering, suffocation. You will suffer, or you will suffocate. Yeah, you become angry. Before you know, you start quoting. Let me tell you, certificate, your certificate is only an introduction to your word.
That's right.
It's for you to know how, you see, how this word play out. But you see, it's just for you to understand that there are so many things. The area of your knowledge, another person is ignorant in that place.
That's right.
So life is all about give, exchange. It's give and take. So it's very important for you, after you acquire certificates, also acquire certificates.
Yes, go and practice those things that you have certificates
There's
for.
a lot of people today,
yes.
they read computer engineering, they can't repair, they can't repair how to even connect a system.
It,
you know, the CPU, join it together. They
put
don't
them together, yes.
They don't, when you ask them, say that's not my area of discipline. Let me tell you, your area of discipline is what can put money in your hand. Your area of discipline what can put food on your table.
That's right.
Work is very important. So if you don't just depend on your certificate
alone,
come on, improve yourself on your certificate. Now it's what men are paid for, what they do with what they know.
Yes.
So don't just sit down and say, I'm a grad. Do you know some years ago I was employing for an organization. So I was at the interview and I came in and I saw they were looking for security men. So I said, okay, I was doing this interview, and a young man came, and he was well dressed. I said, what did you read? He said, I read computer engineering. I said, well, what we have is security. I said, but there are so many other things that can come to play. It's a big organization, but if you enter through security, you can move,
yes.
but you cannot just be employed because there's no space there. Yes, do you know this young man took my advice? All of a sudden, he was employed, was doing a security job, but I took all the credentials and I submitted to the management. I said, this guy, so-and-so person, this is what he learned. This is what he read. They said, okay. All of a sudden, there was an opening. The guy came in. He started doing a lot of things. And the guy knew what he was doing. Before he was promoted, move away from that department, enter into this. But today, he's a big guy somewhere in another organization that through that is working there now. But a lot of us, we just sit down. Even to do something with your life, you don't want to do anything. When they get a job, you say, a whole graduate. What is whole about you? Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't be deceived.
What is whole about you?
Yeah, being a graduate does not mean that you have graduated from challenges of life. Challenges of life does not answer to your certificate, it answers to your certificate. So
what you can do with
what you can do. So you have to commit yourself to something. In fact, as a graduate, a man that is well informed, the way you handle things will be different. The way you do your own thing will be different.
That's why you
don't sit down there and say, until I get a job of my status. They are deceiving you. In fact, the syllabus they taught you is no longer in existence.
Yes.
It's no longer in existence. Those things it has gone. So you have to be informed. Knowledge is continuous. Yes. Knowledge, you learn. That is why, do you know what I do? Yes. My children that are in school, I don't allow them to come home and sit down. When they come for holiday,
they go to work with their hands.
Yes, go to work.
That's right.
Go and do something.
Because
tomorrow you might just be shocked that those things that you learn. My son was sharing a testimony with me when he came back from school. There was an area of computer that he was really he was really doing.
Yes.
I was learning it practically. And now I'm going to get certificate. And I paid for him to go and get it.
Wow.
Do you know, it was telling me that when he got to school, some people, I think it's a 200 level. He said some people in 300 level, they are studying it. They don't even have a clue. And he was the one that brought it and said, this is what you are going to do. They not ask him. He said, because that's not the area of his course. They not ask him, how did he learn it? He said, I learned it when I was at home.
Wow.
And he was not teaching them in school, 300 level.
Wow.
And he's in 200 level.
Now you see, by the time he graduates, the school may even want to retain him. It's very possible.
When you have certificate without certificate, you are frustrated. You just be frustrated. You'll be angry. Then you'll be pointing accusing finger. Oh, this and that. Oh, listen to me. Let your desire to make it drive you to be a man of many parts.
Many parts. Put your hands into things.
Don't just sit down. Do you know a lot of people have lost opportunity.
Yes.
As a young girl, you can't drive. And you are getting a job to an organization, maybe as a secretary or whatever, and you don't know that when they ask, can you drive, you don't know that those things can help you.
That's right.
That those things can even put you above your equals. Can you drive? So that when they employ you, they don't need to get another
driver.
Now, even can you swim? These are certificates. Can you swim? That you cannot be employed into an oil company without knowing how to swim, because you'll be going to Escavos. Can you swim? You say, no, I don't like water. Okay, if you are not Mami water, you should be a Papi water now, because you need water every day. Now, can you swim in the river? Are you responsible enough to be able to learn some discipline? Even sewing. I remember our parents those days. Our mothers, when they are going to marry, they will give them sewing machine. It's not everything you take to tailor to sew for you. No, your husband clothes, you sew them. That's a woman of substance.
That's right.
A woman of many parts. A woman that is able to engage, even be able to support her husband. It's very important, because laziness does not make anybody anything. I remember some years ago I was in China. A young lady brought something for us. We were loading this container. A young lady brought some things for us, around 3. And I told her, we're not ready to receive it. She said, I'll be waiting for you outside. I was shocked. I'll be waiting for you outside. That was around 3 o'clock in the night. We're walking. Around 4:30, I said, can you bring it? She was ready to bring it.
Wow.
You must be ready to walk. All of these developed nations, they didn't develop by wearing parachute. They didn't develop by that. They developed by their commitment to what they are going to do. You see a lot of our people, once they say you are this, you kind of dress you be wearing, wastage. You need to comport yourself. Put on jeans, get down to work. Put on shirt, fold your sleeve, get down to work. There is time for everything. So you have to be committed. Don't just be, you see our engineer, I'm an engineer. You can't do a gutter. You can't do a gutter. You are engineer. Engineer for what? What kind of engineer are you? So you need to commit yourself to something. Certificate is not enough. You need to have certification, and you need to also add to it certification. And in so doing,
practical, what you can do with your hands.
Yes, I call it a practicology.
Yes.
You have to have this practicology to be able to move to technology. Yes.
All right. So the rich acquire high income skills that translate into 6- and 7-figure incomes for themselves. They do what? They acquire high income skills. See, we say skills, not certificates. Skills, something you go and learn with.
Know-how.
The other day I saw, of course, an acquaintance. Yeah. He was dressed in a very beautiful attire. So I said, wow, this attire is very beautiful. How did you make it? He just jokingly said, it was his daughter. I said, what do you mean? Your daughter made this? He said, yes. I said, how? He said, during the COVID pandemic and all that, he just took her to go and learn tailoring.
COVID pandemic, it did not allow the panic. Because you know this pandemic and panic.
Yes, sir.
That panic did not panic him to hide.
Yes, sir.
He went to improve himself.
He went to improve.
Can you imagine?
So dressed, well-tailored dress. How old is your daughter? Maybe she's just 12.
Can you imagine?
Really, a seamstress already.
Can you imagine?
I'm telling you, sir. A few years ago, somebody called me. The person wanted me to be on the board of a school. She wanted to start a school, and she asked me. She wants me to come for a meeting. I said, sir, ma, whatever you do, just take this. And I hope schools are listening. Primary school. I said, look, get a department of tailoring in that school, and let children begin to learn those skills as early as possible. It's very important. they can grow up to make their own dress, not just for themselves. It can become business avenues for them.
Can you imagine where during that COVID,
yes.
we're waiting for face masks?
For face masks, yes.
Okay. No. Even some people even wait for toothpick. We wait for everything. No wonder they call us third world nation, consumer nation, never producing nothing. Now our children, somebody now believe that if you are into tailoring, you are poor.
Yes, you are
poor.
No, we just said it. That the rich acquire high income skills. People wear clothes every day.
Do you know that even travel out of this country, people don't give their job to painters. They paint their house.
Pay themselves, yes, sir.
They paint their house.
Even plumbing, they paint in the yes, they have their skills, they have their tools.
Yes. Now, do you have screwdriver in your house? You say, no, let me do everything you are looking for. Listen, you need to learn this skill. It will save you finances. It will put a lot of things in your hand. You see this rich you are talking about? They are so rich in wisdom, so rich in knowledge, so rich in understanding that they don't pay for everything.
That's right.
They are wise in their dealing because you see, a fool heart is in a far country. A fool believes that somebody is the responsible. Why? It's not. That is why we see a lot of people early in the morning, they will climb rock. Instead of them to go to work, they climb rock. They will be shouting as if God have a ear problem. Come down from that rock and do something with your life before life do something with you. Come down. I'm not saying it's not good to pray. I pray. But you see, the idea of waking up by 6 o'clock, you don't take care of nothing. You run there and be shouting. Let me tell you something. That thing you are looking for is Sokoto. And going to Sokoto is in your Sokoto that you are wearing.
It's inside of you.
Do something.
All right.
If you do something, you'll be surprised that you can make it. If you just to learn how to bake chin-chin,
yes,
you do it and you go and supply somebody that have a shop. Don't do cake with your oven in the house. How dare you have oven? I remember many years ago I got married and my wife had not started a job. And I decided to say, okay, go and learn how to do hair. She went there. She finished, I said, go and learn how to do zobo. He went there. Go and learn how to do what they call yogurt. He learned a lot of things. But today, we still use those things that she
has in the house.
Learn skills.
The skills are still important in the house.
Learn skills. It will help you. Learn skills. It will lift you up. Learn skills. Even some people, you are even an organization. Don't just stay in one place. Go and look at what that man is doing. And before you know it, as you get up, listen to me, your mother cannot fry fish and you will not smell fish. You don't need to eat it. Just stay in the kitchen.
Just stay around.
Just stay around.
You will smell it.
Show. I used to see my father do this. I used to see my mother do this. I used to see my auntie do this.
Yes.
That is just the way. Go and learn skills. Certificate is not enough. You need to add certificate.
All right. So on that note, we want to say we are not asking you not to go to school to acquire certificates, but see what we said. We said certificates are a bonus. Your certificate is what is a bonus. Because at the end of the day, when you use a certificate, they will ask you, okay, can you do this thing with your hands? All right? Okay. So we'll go to the next one. And it says the poor and the middle class place immediate gratification over investment in their future. The poor and the middle class place immediate gratification over their investment in their future. We're saying that what they're supposed to, what we're supposed to use for tomorrow, they eat it up today. All right? If you have followed us, we've been talking about investment, we're talking about savings, we're talking about a whole lot of things. Now we're saying that the average mentality or the mentality of the average poor man or middle class is that I will not delay gratification. As it's coming today, I'm eating everything. I am swallowing everything. All right? Don't swallow everything. All right? Think about tomorrow. Think about future. We just talked about developing your skills. Yes, the money that comes, you can use it to go and do what? To go and develop skills. I mean, we have mechanic shops where they tell you if you want to learn, you can pay, money or give them. Yes. Why not do that? Why not do that? Go and invest that money that you're supposed to use to eat. Go. I have my brother here who has delayed. He doesn't eat lunch anymore. The money for his lunch is what he saves for every day. All right? That's what the rich people do. You see them, you think you see them, you think they overeat.
Yes.
You think they overdress.
It's good news that made their body fat.
Yes.
Good news. When you hear that
when
your
Cortina
has just arrived.
Or the alerts are showing on your phone. You know
what is hunger? What is hunger?
What is hunger? When your phone shows your belly will just get full.
6 or 7
digits. Yeah. So that's what we're saying. That's not what's okay. They think that getting a good job alone is what it takes to become financially free or rich. All right. They rely solely on their paycheck. It's no wonder that when many people who have high-paying jobs get sacked, they exhaust their money in no distant time. Yes, because they don't have any other thing to fall back on. They don't have any investment to fall back on. They don't have other streams of income to fall back on. So we're saying delay gratification and use the money and invest. Open other streams of income and you will never be poor.
Do you know, I used to tell, I say, when the devil wants to punish a young man, he will make him buy a second-hand vehicle. That second-hand vehicle, he will spend all the money. He wants to appear rich. You don't need to appear rich.
No.
You don't need to.
What about people to appear rich?
It's only a poor man.
A poor man
will go and buy a wristwatch of 2 million to impress somebody that you are rich.
No.
Let me tell you something. You don't need to. See, let me tell you.
You
don't need to impress nobody.
Anybody.
It's a poor man that want to show off, that buy gadgets. Before you know it, you just go and buy the latest food every time. Before you know, you be late. Because you see, you are creating a partition for yourself.
I'm telling you.
Before you can spend 10,000, you should have about 50.
Yes.
Then when you spend 10, you are still
you
solid.
know that you are still stable. Yes.
You are still solid because if any other thing hits you,
but you can fall back on your 50.
You see your wife is pregnant and they just told you you are going to pay for CS. You're already under tribulation because you're under tribulation. 9 months notice is not enough. Let me tell you something. This life, you can really make it. Be committed. Delay gratification is very important. We have thought excessively on this. Immediately. Don't just try to impress people. No, leave people out of it.
Yes.
It's you. What's your financial capacity? What can you take? What can you do? How are you spending what you have? You know, the wise man will always see what he has as a seed and sow it and eat its investment. So that at every time his seed is always producing.
Always producing.
Always producing.
Always producing.
Always producing. You know, you must know. It's not your expenditure that make you rich. It's what you save as far as expenditure. So you don't get rich by spending. It's only a poor man that says spender.
Of course, spending is cancelling the figures.
Yeah. So it's what is left after your expenditure.
Spending.
That actually means not how much you spend. It's how much you save.
That's why it's called net worth.
Yes, net worth. So if your net is going to be worthy, you need to learn now, not just consuming everything that comes to your hand.
Yes.
Now we tell you, you can make it. We really want you to succeed. In this place. We believe that we can make it. What I tell you, I tell all. I tell to myself. I talk to my family. I have told them that it's good to delay gratification. You don't need to impress anybody. All you need is just to be yourself. Just like nobody can breathe for you, nobody will live your life for you. Stop blaming other people for the reason what has happened to you. Take responsibility. How far are you willing to go? What price are you ready to pay for where you are? What you want to be in life. When you enter a supermarket, when you go through that lane, you check. What are you checking for? Price. The same thing, everything you want to be in life is costly. And you need to know what price am I willing to pay for the place I want to be. Wow. We love you. Wow. We believe you can make it. We trust God that not many days from now, you will share your testimony with us.
Yes.
We really want to hear from you. Yes. From me and my brother Callistus, we trust you. You can make it. You can succeed. You can break forth.
Yes.
You can fly. Yes. You can actually, the sky is not your limit, it's your beginning point. Yes. No, and the thing about life is that the sky is too big for two birds to collide. If anyone never jam you, it's because he's mad. But I tell you something, there is a place for you.
That's right.
You can make it. Until we see you again in our next edition, this is Simon and Samantha and Kalusi saying, you can make it. Bye-bye. God bless you.